Well, Shep, a leadership aide described the mood as one of irritation and befuddlement after President Trump's 11th hour challenge to members of Congress who had already left Washington, having passed the $2 trillion 5,000-plus page bill covering both government funding through September and about $900 billion in COVID relief. Now, President Trump wants to strip certain spending provisions his administration requested and increase the amount of the direct checks, but neither of those is expected to I have learned from sources. GOP leader Kevin McCarthy, a key ally of Trump's, is expected to object to Democrats' efforts to seek unanimous support for $2,000 checks. And in response, McCarthy's plan is to address President Trump's concern on spending by separating out State Department and foreign aid from the rest of government spending. Democrats are expected to object to that, and we will be back again at square one. The question then becomes, will the president actually veto it? New York Times is reporting that McCarthy told his Republican colleagues on a call this afternoon that he talked to the president who told him he hasn't decided whether or not to veto it. Now, Trump could also quietly veto it, the so-called pocket veto, by letting 10 days lapse before signing it, but unemployment benefits would expire and the government would shut down before that actually happened. Jeff?
And also, we learned the president vetoed the massive defense spending bill.
That's right. This was a separate $740 billion bill funding the military, and he had long said that unless it included protections for the names of military monuments and strict content protections for these big social media companies, that he would veto it. And that's exactly what he did. Those are the reasons that he cited this afternoon in doing so. But some of the Republican senators who had criticized the president for trying to add some of these unrelated issues to defense spending are not backing down. Senator Jim Inhofe, who is one who ended up in Trump's crosshairs, for refusing to combine specifically the tech and military issues, just today tweeting this in response, saying the NDAA has become law every year for 59 years straight because it's absolutely vital to our national security and our troops. This year must not be an exception. Our men and women who volunteer to learn each other shouldn't be denied what they need ever. You should know that NDAA had a veto-proof majority in both chambers. We're expecting the House to meet on December 28th to provide that detail. Jeff?
Kayla, thanks.
Shalom. Give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Salutation to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakathum to them for the edification and knowledge. And double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike teach 100% true. Shalom, Barakathum to them. Foremost, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash. That was CNBC Television talking about Congress' irritated mood after Trump demands change relating to the stimulus bill. This is I want to go to Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. And how shall then his kingdom stand? It's not going to stand because they're divided. With that division, they ultimately is going to fall, man. Mark 3 and 24 and 27. Mark 3, 24 and 27. This is 24 and 27, red letter. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. Number 27, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he will first bind that strong man. That strong man symbolically is the one in power. And then he will spoil his house, man. His house represents pretty much his domain, his kingdom, man. So taking down that strong man, you can take down his house. You pretty much take his goods, man. You know what I mean? And this symbolically represents the one who empowered, man. And that's what symbolically, that's what's going to happen to the one in power. You know, relating to the strong man, which is the one in power. He's going to be taken down, binded, and pretty much his house is going to be spoiled, or in this case, obliterated. And that's the part. There's division relating to the two parties, man. They can't get things done, and because of this, it's going to cause a lot of chaos, a lot of things that's going to happen, man. Unrest, which civil unrest and different things, man. I'm going to read Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus. I'm going to go to or Sirach. This is Sirach 10 and 1. I'm going to start number 1 and read down to number 4. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So a prudent man is a wise man, and his government is going to be well in order. His government, his establishment, his power is going to be well ordered, man, and also respected. As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, man. Such are all they that dwell therein, man. So whatever the ruler of that person is ruling, pretty much the people, the mannerism is going to follow with the people. Number 3, a unwise king destroyeth his people. An unwise king, man, one who lacks prudence, common sense, and discernment and wisdom, man, is going to destroy his people ultimately. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, man. So pretty much the wise king, man, will save that city, man, because a wise ruler is going to establish order, respect order, and the city's going to be at peace. But an unwise ruler is going to be, the city's going to be chaotic, man, because there's no order, there's no structure, and there's no most of all, there's no display of wisdom among operationally, but just overall. Number 4, for the power of the earth is in the hands of the wicked. Put that with Job 9:24. The earth is being in the hands of the wicked. They cover the face of the judges. If it's he, who is he? So that 9:24, that will go with Ecclesiastes 10 and 4. Well, let me say, the power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord. In due time, he will set over one that's profitable. That's ultimately his son. And the power of the earth is in the hands, ultimately, of the Lord. But the Lord decrees it to in this case, the one who's in power, man. And that's the one who's in power now, because it's their rulership, it's their time. So, but ultimately, the Lord is over him. Salaki. Number 5, in the hand of God is prosperity of a man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. All right, so the first 3 make the point, and so a wise king is going to shew common sense, prudence among the people, man, and the people in the establishment are going to be well ordered. But an unwise king, which would pretty much be a wicked ruler, is going to be opposite of that, which would be chaos and disorder, man, which ultimately leads to chaos and civil unrest, man. And relating to this stimulus bill, there's going to be if certain things don't come to pass, there's going to be relating to the people and stuff, it's gonna be more tensions, more civil unrest, more stresses, and pretty much the behaviors of people is going to begin to manifest, man, in a negative way. But that also with 2 Timothy 3:1-9, talking about the characteristics of how the people are going to act in the times we're in now, even so-called later times, relating to, for example, Matthew 12:24, or 24:12, Shalakia. This is Matthew's, because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So that love of many is going to wax cold, man. It's not going to be a whole lot of love. It's going to be a lot of strife, contention, anger, frustration, and we in the precursors of that. That being said, I hope this helped whoever listened. Give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Hashem Rakadash. And also 2 Ezra 15:14-19, and 2 Ezra 16. That's the times we're in. The water for lesson, shalom.